Yo, it's your boy Slikk Muzik, and check this out. You listen to the 97.9 The Beat. Let's go.
This is a Beat exclusive.
Yeah. 97.9 The Beat.
DF Dub, what's up? It's Bobby Penn here with another The Beat exclusive. This time we're here with multi-platinum, extremely talented, and amazingly humble music producer, Slikk Muzik. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to be here with you, especially since you a hometown boy. It was good.
Yeah, D-Town in the house. Nah, it's good to be back home. You know, I was in LA for a while, but ain't no place like home, and I love Dallas. You know
Absolutely. So for those who aren't aware, what were you out in LA doing? Tell me some of the artists that you produced for.
Actually out there, worked with, starting out on the Babyface camp, I was working with Ariana Grande, got some big records on her. And from that point, it was like a domino effect to start working with Chris Brown, working with Tank, Jamie Foxx, Marion, Trey Songz. The list goes on. I mean, it's a lot of them.
He's so humble, but that list is pretty long, man. You got T.I. on there, Kevin McCall.
Yeah. T.I., Kevin McCall. Master P, shout out to Master P, that's the homie. Yeah, for real. A lot of people, I mean, still working right now with a lot of new people that's coming out. Can't say them names right now because it's a couple surprises, but looking forward to it. Y'all will know about it real soon.
Keep your ear to the streets. And as amazing as your music career is, though, what I really want to talk about is a personal story. Just a few months ago, things were a lot different for you and your health. Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, I went in back in May this year. I went in to have a simple gallbladder procedure done, and you know, I'm thinking, you know, it's like a little simple day surgery or something that a lot of people have every single day, right? So I'm thinking I'm gonna be in and out and keep it moving, but things went wrong. You know, it was complications with the surgery on their behalf, and my lungs ended up getting punctured, severely punctured. And within 24 hours, I was on life support fighting for my life, literally.
Literally. I believe you said 33 days. Am I correct? 33 days you were in a coma.
Yeah, 33-day coma. Died twice, medically died twice, and I was hospitalized total of 65 days.
He just celebrated his 31st birthday, so that just goes to show how good God is. But can you tell me the experience, what it was like from what you remember to die?
Well, from the time I remember going in the coma and actually, it's like immediately it was pretty much outer body experience. You know what I'm saying? And none of this stuff is made up. It's very real, you know, and it's like my spirit came out of my body, and that first time I passed away or I died medically, it was about 3.5 minutes, they said. And it's like I literally remember going to heaven for a brief moment and like being in the line of judgment, you know, and just waiting, you know, like it was like a single file line, all nationalities, different races, different people, and everybody, like they were calm, they were content, they knew what it was, they wasn't tripping, and they was just waiting their turn. The line was so long, I couldn't even see all the way up there, you know, it was just that long, but I knew what it meant, and I'm like, you know, because I'm a Christian man, you know what I'm saying, so, and I'm like, I knew what that meant, and I'm like, you know, I'm not ready for that yet, you know, I'm a young man, 31 years old, I got too much to live for and too much to accomplish still, so, you know, at that point, it was like I was there for a split second, but then I jumped to a different realm, and they said I came back, like, as far as on this side, you know, my heart started back beating, I started back breathing and everything, and from that point, it was just a spiritual fight, like, for my life, battle, back and forth, and, like, I think it was about 2 weeks had passed, and I was still in a coma, and I died a second time, and the second time I died, it was almost 5 minutes. It was almost 5 minutes, and they were saying that, you know, if he was to come back from this one, or if he was to, you know, make it this time, he would probably be a vegetable. He would be brain dead, or he would have severe brain damage. And but God, just to be honest, you know, that's what it is. And I thank God for my moms. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my moms, a strong, praying woman. Strong woman, and she really was really in my corner. You know, she supported me the whole way. She made sure she stayed on top of the doctor. She never gave up on me, and she really was supporting me, her and my sister and my family and my friends. And it was like literally I that second time after I came back, it was like they thought I was gonna have all kind of issues, like all type of issues, but I came out a survivor. I have no issues, none.
Hey man, I was talking to him yesterday, and he was in the gym, y'all. He's working out. He's in good health. He looks good. We're really happy to hear that. I mean, I'm just curious what went wrong. What did the doctors do to send things so far left?
But it's like I said, from the gallbladder procedure, which is not even, they don't even cut you open anymore. You know what I'm saying? To actually take out the gallbladder, from my understanding, it's just like 4 little incisions, but some type of way from the tube that was in my throat, the oxygen tube. I believe it got caught on my braces because I have braces, and when they were going to try to take the tube out, it got caught, and they would try to go back down and come back up to get it out. I mean, to get it loose, and to get it out, but they didn't realize when they were going back down into my body, it was puncturing the lungs, and it was, and yeah, like, so within 24 hours, it was a struggle for me to breathe. I'm coughing up blood. I'm just literally struggling to get oxygen. So that's where it all started, pretty much.
What an amazing story, though. It's such a blessing that you're able to share your testimony, and that you're still here, able to make music and share your gift with us. You know what I mean? I think that's clear evidence that you're here for a reason. So I just want to know, what's next? What you planning? What you working on?
So what's next? Now that I'm back 100%. And one thing, real quick, I'm gonna say I'm sorry, but I want to shout out to the doctors that did help save my life. I want to shout out to them because I appreciate them for looking out and for getting things right after the damage that was done. So shout out to them for that. And now that I'm back, recovered and back on track and 100% again, we can look forward to some things with Tank on his new project coming up in November. Shout out to the homie Tank. Also, I'm working with Chris Brown right now on his new project coming out. It's crazy. So, got a couple things with him lined up. I got a couple things with Amarion lined up right now too that we working on. And also, I'm gonna be doing some stuff on love and hip hop. Yeah.
Love and hip hop? What?
Yeah.
You got to tell us more, because they're not even in Dallas. So how's that gonna work?
Well, the thing is, I people that know me or whatever, that's from Dallas, they know that I just moved back, and I was out in LA, like we talked about, and so I still got a lot of family out there, got a lot of friends and relationships out there that people that I deal with, and shout out to the homie A1 and the homie Lyrica, that's currently the new cast members on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood season 3 right now. So that's pretty much, there's some dope talented people, writers, producers, and artists, and I've been working with them for the last 4 to 5 years. So I'm gonna be doing some stuff. It'll be some surprise scenes and studio work and things that I'll be doing with them on the show coming up that you guys will get a chance to see.
Excited about that. I'm excited about the new music that's coming out. You said Tank, Chris Brown, and Marion. Oh my God. So while I have you, we get a lot of music submissions and up and coming artists, producers, rappers themselves. Everybody wants to know how to break into the business. Do you have any tips or advice for them?
One thing I would say for myself, what I did, it's one of those things where you just have to be consistent. You have to consistently grind. You can't stop. You know what I'm saying? You can't give up. You can't get discouraged. Sometimes we get discouraged, but you just got to pick yourself up and keep going. Consistency is the main thing. Focus on your craft. Focus on perfecting your craft. Make sure you reach out. Use all your resources, your social media, especially the way, how social media, the internet, everything is really popping right now. So you really got to just utilize your sources and really get out there in front of the people and make sure that you're prepared and ready before because sometimes people can get anxious as musicians, artists, and, producers. We can get anxious and want it so bad, but we got to make sure that our craft is molded and ready to, be out there. And also make sure that you're ready mentally because once you do get, you know, on, as we say, or whatever, and you get a little shine, you know, you got to get ready for the haters. You got to get ready for the people that's going to criticize you. You got to get ready for the people that's going to try to slander your name or whatnot, and just be prepared for the, you know, everything that comes with the you know, the gift and everything that comes with this profession that we're in. So just be consistent and stay focused. Stay true to who you are.
Stay focused and stay true. I like that. So I'm kind of moving backwards, I guess, but how did you get into music? What led you to music, and how? So how did you get into music?
How I got into music, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a preacher's kid. I'm a PK, so it's like I just started out playing in the church. Pretty much like 90% of the musicians and producers and artists in the music business. When I was 4 years old, I started playing the drums. I never took any lessons or anything. It was just one of those God-given things, and I started playing keys, piano, when I was like 11 or 12. So like, shoot, right after that, it was like just like as a kid, I just automatically took a strong interest in music and sound, and, you know, and it's like by the time I was 12, 13 years old, I'm just, you know, I making beats and stuff, you know, just for the homies and my peers and my classmates. So we'd be messing around, and I'd be making beats and stuff like that, and they was like, yo, you dope. Like, like, you really cold with these tracks, man. And we was young. We was just having fun. And I always, you know, because I was heavy into sports, too. I played football. So it was like I played college ball. I played semi-pro football. So it was just one of them things where, like, music came naturally, though. Music came easy. And like, I just, after practice and after the games, we would go to the studio, or we would just, like, you know, work on songs or work on tracks. And next thing you know, it got serious. You know, by the time I got to college, it was like people was like, my music started getting out, the words started getting out, and some kind of way I ended up running into Trick Daddy. And that was like the first person, I think, that gave me a shot in the music business. And then it was
Trick love the kids.
Yeah, Trick love the kids. Shout out to the homie Trick. That was back in the day, you know. And then I worked with Chingy and Montel Jordan, and they gave me Montel Jordan. Shout out to Montel Jordan. That's my big bro, good dude. He actually was probably like the first official situation that I had. I would say like first like publishing deal that I had in the music industry. That pretty much, you know, he took me under his wing. He taught me a lot about the business, a lot about the game, and I'm very appreciative of that. And from that point, I just kind of, you know, it's like a snowball effect. I just kind of started letting things happen, and doors started opening, and relationships were made, and I just took it and ran with it. Yeah.
So awesome. It's so funny too. We were having this conversation earlier this week about how some people are just gifted versus talented. Not that anything is wrong with talented, but that sounds like that was your story. Like music was just in you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I never took a lesson. I never like really studied. I mean, I was in the drum line back in high school too before I played varsity football. So, you know, I learned how to read drums, you know, drum music or whatever, and all that, you know, the notes and stuff. But I mean, it was never anything that I like had to go to school for. Like, I didn't go to Full Sail to learn music production. It was just all God-given, and just I knew what I wanted to hear. You know, I knew what sound I wanted to hear. If I was in my car, if I was to jump in the car and turn the radio on, I know what I would want to hear. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to go buy this CD from the store, or if I'm going to go get this, you know, on iTunes or something, I'm going to go cop this record, I know what I would want to hear. So it was just one of those things, like trial and error, and just, you know, putting this with that and going through this and going through that and bumping my head and getting back up, and then finally, you know, getting that sound and molding my craft the way I wanted it to be, and people just happen to love it. It's a blessing.
We do love it. Slikk music, everybody. Anything else you want to leave us with? Something we didn't cover? Something that's coming up that you want to drop for the Beat exclusive?
I would just say be on the lookout for. I got a dope artist that I'm actually developing myself. His name is Amaj. I'm developing him with my homie Coach. Shout out to Coach. we developing this cat right now. He's extremely talented. He's a Dallas native, but he can be an international artist, you know, and right now just taking him under my wing and really just teaching them the game and teaching them what's going on right now and getting them prepared for, you know, what it is to come. So I'm been producing him right now and focused on that project, and I think that's gonna be something that everybody's gonna love.
Nice. DF Dub, make sure you keep your eyes open. I just remembered something I wanted to ask you. Are there any producers who inspire you? Your journey, I guess, coming from being a PK into, I guess, secular music, you kind of remind me like Warren Campbell, right? So are there any producers who inspire you or motivate you or you sort of looked up to?
Absolutely. And I forgot to cover this part. I'm actually currently in a record contract with one of my biggest inspirations as a music producer, which is Rodney Darkchild Jerkins. Shout out to Rodney. That's like my mentor. He's been my mentor for the last 3 years, and
Some of my favorite Brandy tracks are by this dude. So
exactly, this dude he's a beast, and you know it's just so funny because how life works. You know, like I grew up listening to this guy and studying this guy, and never thought in a million years that I would actually be, you know, working with this man. You know, so it's just a blessing to be doing that. And other than him, I would say Timbaland, of course, Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones. You know, I'm an old school cat too. I mean, I look young, but you know, I just I got an old ear. So I come from the school of hard knocks with the, you know, you had to learn it the hard way. You know, music, you know, drums and keyboards and guitars, and you know, before all the before the Pro Tools and the FL Studio softwares, and before, you know, they made being able to make a beat really really easy when you had to get that old Casio keyboard and really just go in from scratch. And so some of my biggest inspirations and such would be, you know, cats from those 70s 80s, Earth Wind and Fire and James Brown, and you know, them kind of cats, that because it's like you could feel it, you know, you could feel that music. So I go all the way back with that, and you know, up to now. So I'm very thankful to be able to have those inspirations and actually be working with one of those people that inspire me.
absolutely. Everybody, Slikk Music, hanging out right here, 979 The Beat. It's Bobby Penn. Make sure you keep it locked.